So I know it's early, it's one day. General consensus of the group, is everybody ready to go kind of where you want them to be for this process?
Yeah, obviously I'm new. Been in this role for about a month. Still trying to get my feet wet and knowing the prospects. Just being here the last couple of years while I was assistant coach in Lehigh, I know a lot of the guys out there. Just the new guys coming in, especially this year's draft and last year's draft, not being able to watch where they played. I do know more kids now skate during the summer more than back in the day. Back in the day was more working out and trying to build that strength, and kids are on the ice a lot more now. So you see the pace out there for 9 forwards and 5 defensemen. I thought it was looking pretty good. So
You mentioned getting your feet wet. I guess what has that been like, getting the promotion and then immediately having to turn around and figure out both a role but also prep for this?
yeah, I think very lucky to keep Nick Schultz, Chris Stewart, Sammy Kapanen, and Sam Moran on. Really helped. They gave me a little bit of lay of the land on how to schedule the development camp and what works and what doesn't work. And then big additions of Patrick Sharp and John Leclerc as well. Never thought as a young child watching John Leclerc on the Legion of Doom line that I'd be, in the locker room with them chatting about prospects and stuff like that. So it's pretty incredible, but definitely those guys have helped me out in this transition.
Speaking of guys that you know a little bit, Bobby Brink, where is he as far as health-wise from when you saw him when he first came back from the hip to kind of where he is now?
Yeah, I think, he came back in Lehigh right around January, December. Took him a little bit to get going. I think when you come back from that big of a surgery and that amount of time off, it takes a little bit. I do think this summer is going to be really big for him in gaining that strength and also that explosive pop back in his stride that he is working on. So it's something that we worked on last year too when I was with the Phantoms as well, of finding that again that he had in college hockey. So I think it's going to be a big training camp for him to he missed last year with Torts. So I think he'll be ready to go this year to show Torts what he has.
Riley, you mentioned about the new hires with John Leclerc, Patrick Sharp. Obviously, you're in a new role, in this promoted role. It seems like there's definitely an emphasis with the new organization in terms of really emphasizing and adjusting the way the players are developed. What's the mandate been from above in terms of the way they want you to approach that?
Yeah, I think it's kind of a new voice. The energy that you come to the rink and keeping everybody upbeat. I guess the whole process throughout the course of the summer, guys are training. They're skating at home with their skating guys and doing all that. And it's just that hopefully my personality and the way that I can relate to the guys, being younger myself, they enjoy talking to me. I know that. A lot of guys just call me out of the blue. So it's just fun to have them call and not necessarily talk about hockey, but just talk about their golf game or their workouts and all that kind of stuff. So I really do think just having a new voice and a new perspective on things is kind of where I'm at and what I'm bringing to the table. And hopefully, and Danny and Brent and Alan enjoy it.
Riley, you saw Emil Andre toward the end of last season. What were your impressions, and also, could he be with the Phantoms next year? I know there's some debate about whether he has to go back to Sweden or not. If you could maybe answer.
Yeah, I don't really know about his contract situation on how that works with Sweden and stuff. I thought he was awesome for us in the playoffs last year, coming in, playing his whole season over there, then joining us. I know Lappy put him in a pretty big role. Same with Gator on the back end there. Saw some power play time with us, and I think playing in those 3 playoff games that we did have was a really good experience for him. I think if you watch the session out here, I would say him and Adam Ginning, they look like men out there to some of these guys. So I think that's good to see. I really do think he has a really nice future ahead of him in the game, definitely.
The way he competes for how smaller he is that like something that you think can totally negate his size?
For sure. He kind of looks like Chemo Timonen out there, I think. He's got the big, wide base. So I think, not comparing him to there, that's some big footsteps to fill, but I definitely think he can be in that role.
You mentioned Brink with the getting the pop in his skates back. Did you see that when you guys broke up, or if you've checked in with him during the summer versus when he first came back? Do you see sort of the foundation for him to get back to the player he was pre-surgery?
Yes. I think that has come with his off-ice habits. I think his the gym time that he spent with Dan Mines in Lehigh, and then coming here with Dan and Derek, and spending time with them as well, you can tell that his body is changing. He's going from a teenager to a man, shedding a little bit of the baby fat. I still have some, so it does take a while for it to go away, but he is turning the corner.
With
Flyers
regards to
obviously emphasized the Phantoms last season, but Tyson got that little taste. What did you see from him? Like, how did that affect him coming back? And has it given him a little extra, like, springing set desired motivation?
Yeah, Tyson's great to work with. Talk about a guy who loves coming to the rink, always a smile on his face. He loves to score goals, which I think is something that we're missing throughout. Hopefully he can bring that wherever he is playing. But those games getting called up, scoring goals, getting some points, he's big on confidence. And when he's feeling it, he's probably one of the best players in the American Hockey League. And then even when he came down after he was up here, he didn't come in and pout like some kids do. He came in there and he was ready to show the American League that, I am an NHL player, and I felt he did do that. We were all pretty impressed with him.
Sticking with Tyson for a second, he told us he's been here for the last 3 weeks. He's going to be here through the remainder of the summer. Are you going to be able to work with him more directly because he's here? I'm not sure kind of where your role falls in terms of directly working with these guys when they're on site.
Yeah, I just come around and once in a while and pop down here. I'm still going to live in Lehigh, up in Allentown, so I'll drive down and if he's around the rink, I'll chat with him. But for the most part, I think it's more of Tyson being in the gym and doing that kind of stuff.
Riley, what are some of the reports you've gotten on Samu Tuomala? I know he's very, very fast, but I know he's been playing overseas. What have you seen from him, and what have others seen from him?
Well, I enjoyed Samu. He came over there. He had a couple of games with us before he got kind of bounced around over in Europe a little bit there. Again, a young kid. I think he has a really nice future in front of him as well. He can skate like the wind. He can fire a puck. He's got legs on him like Sidney Crosby. They are massive legs. He has a really wide base. So I think how his body's going to develop. Again, he's 20 years old, still young, still a lot ahead of him here. So I think it's going to be awesome to hopefully get him back on this side of the pond and playing hockey in North America again.